What up, guys? It's your boy, dude. Grizzly Martian. Chillin'. Um, there's, uh, there's actually a lot I want to get into because it seems like there's been a lot of shit happening lately. Um, but just a quick update, too, before we get into this shit. I started at my new job, Slamazon. It's been going fine. Learning a bunch of shit, getting some hours. Okay, well, my car, the tie rod broke on the front left end, so that's cool.
Thank you for calling AAA. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Are you calling from Idaho?
Yes.
So I had to get it towed today and get it brought over to a shop. They're getting a part and they're going to work on it this weekend. Sick. So I missed my second day of work. Isn't that cool? But I was able to pick up actually a couple other shifts, so works out just fine. Um, and yeah, I I've just been doing that and chilling. One of the first things I want to get into is, and maybe I can. There was two Chinese nationalists that got caught trying to smuggle in like a deadly fungus that they apparently might have been trying to use as like a toxin to put in the American food supply.
The Chinese Communist Party, as two Chinese nationals have been charged with smuggling a potential agro-terrorism weapon into the U.S.
This is really insane. Lucas Thomason joins us live in Washington with the details. Good morning, Lucas.
Good morning, guys. A Chinese researcher at the University of Michigan and her boyfriend have been accused of smuggling a biological pathogen into the United States that can cause devastating diseases in crops. FBI Director Kash Patel says, quote, "This case is a sobering reminder that the Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply, an act that could cripple our economy and endanger American lives. I commend the FBI Detroit Division and our partners at CBP for stopping this biological threat before it could do real damage." Here's a photo of that fungus that was discovered at the Detroit airport in July. The small clumps of red plant material were discovered in these 4 plastic baggies tucked into a wad of tissues. According to court documents, the 34-year-old Chinese boyfriend intentionally hid the samples in his backpack because he knew there were restrictions on importing them. He had hoped to continue his research at the University of Michigan lab. In a statement, the school says, quote, "It is important to note that the university has received no funding from the Chinese government in relation to research conducted by the accused individuals. We have and will continue to cooperate with federal law enforcement in its ongoing investigation and prosecution."
What the fuck, dude? Two Chinese nationalists tried to smuggle in a biological pathogen into the University of Michigan? What? And like disrupt the food supply and devastate agriculture and society? What? I don't know, dude. That's that's pretty wild. So glad they caught it, I guess. But it just makes you wonder how much shit is actually going on that you know, just slips through the cracks. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out. In other news, too, you guys remember the Buga sphere in Colombia? That little artifact drone thing that was flying around and then crashed, and they recovered it and found a bunch of strange writing on it, and then AI decoded the language that was inscribed on the device, and they found microscopic optical fibers.
Sobre todo porque estamos hablando de nanotecnología.
Esta prueba no se puede discutir.
No, Jaime, aquí tenemos elementos suficientes en donde hay tecnología muy avanzada.
Es decir, lo que estamos viendo aquí en la pantalla es lo que se está viendo directamente con la cámara, el microscopio digital en la esfera. 1000 aumentos.
They've been, doing that. And then a new video with a similar but new sphere, I think 2 of them, 2 different separate videos, popped up of another sphere in Buga, Colombia. Very strange. What? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Things are getting pretty weird. I don't know. It just makes me wonder what's really going on with all this stuff. And I've been making a lot of videos about the MH370 disappearing and 0 point energy and the tech that the government is supposedly using and all those fake debunks that people keep attacking that dude Ashton Forbes with, which he's a good follow on Twitter, dude. If you guys are interested in any of that stuff, I would recommend giving him a follow because it's really interesting and it's really cool, and all the evidence that he has uncovered, it all seems to be pointing to the truth that it is all real. But other than that, too, he says a lot of funny shit. He's actually just a good follow. And dude, he's my buddy now too, because he liked one of my tweets. I responded to one of his tweets because he was like talking about, he responded to Danny Jones. You guys have probably seen him if you're into any stuff like this.
Right. That's the convenience of being a Nazi Mossad agent.
Yes. Yeah. Go figure.
As you're famously accused of.
Yeah, being defamed in both of those ways simultaneously, right? Never had any...
I've seen that his podcast is really popular, but I only found out about him a month or 2 ago, and I've watched a few of them. But I'm new to him, and I saw on Twitter, on X, that he made some tweet and showing that he was like in the top 20 podcasts or something like that on YouTube. And then Ashton Forbes replied to him, and he was saying some shit about, like, said that he's like running some whole scam and stuff, and that he's gonna expose their whole shit. And I was like, what? And then somebody replied to that, and they said, is Danny a Fed? And Ashton Forbes said, no, he's just retarded. And so I replied to Ashton Forbes, and I said, I'm new to him and his podcast. Can somebody please explain the retardation allegations? Question mark. Smiley face. And Ashton Forbes liked it, dude. Hell yeah. We're homies. Thanks, buddy. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about. I mean, I can see, like I said, I watched a few of them, and I can see that he has a lot of people in that industry, and, you know, some people that might still be connected to some questionable organizations or some weird shit. So, but I don't know. I don't know what exactly is going on. And Ashton is the only one that is engaged with my comment, with my post. So, I'm still waiting. If somebody could fill me in, that would be great. There is a lot of talk going on right now because, and I don't even know what happened, really. I mean, I know that Elon Musk, I mean, if you guys haven't heard, get ready. But Elon Musk, stepped down from the whole heading Doge and all that, his role in the government, because he was only supposed to do it for a small time anyway. And so he stepped down from that. And I don't know, there was a video of Trump like saying how he's disappointed in Elon Musk.
But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left.
I don't know exactly what it was that created this big rift, but he's like attacking Trump now on Twitter in a very big way. And he made a post and said that the Epstein files haven't come out because Trump is in them. And that's why they haven't been released. He said, "Have a good day, DJT." What? What's happening, dude? What's happening in the world? I don't know what to think about a lot of things lately. So we've seen pictures, right? With Donald Trump, with Epstein, but then there's also pictures of Musk with Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, Trump actually does have a history with being around Epstein.
Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances.
But up until this point, I don't think anybody's actually legitimately made an accusation like that. I think people have probably said he probably went on his plane or something, but I don't think any flight logs or any evidence of that shit has actually been revealed. Even back in late 2000 or something, Epstein was at Trump Hotel, I think, or Mar-a-Lago, and he was like hitting on underage girls, and Trump apparently got mad at him and reprimanded him and called his security and had him kicked out, which I know he could do that and still be guilty of whatever Elon Musk is accusing him of. But I don't know. This is I don't know. I like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. There's a lot of disinformation and misinformation and shit just flying all over the place. So, who knows what the fuck is happening? AI is going to take over. Who knows whether it's going to be good or bad, but it's happening. Aliens are coming. Government is using Star Trek, Star Wars like technology that they've been hiding for years. Spheres and drones are flying around Buga, Columbia. Chinese nationalists are smuggling or trying to smuggle funguses, biological chemical warfare into the United States, into our institutions and campuses. And my tie rod is broken. What the fuck, dude? I don't have any good news. I don't have I'm just here to report. I'm just doing a check-in so we're all up to speed on, you know, a little bit of everything, I guess. Cool, dude. This was sick, dude. She's doing good. She was outside so long today, dude, when we were waiting so long for the tow truck to come over and get my car. Bullshit, dude. I was with my papa, and we were outside with this little Gil, and she was running all around, playing in the grass and trying to catch bees, and climbing a tree, and going under cars and sitting in the shade, and being a little Gil. And now she's all tucked out. Cute, dude. That's my silver lining. This kitty cat is cute as shit, dude. She's whimsical and magical, and I love her. Majestic little beast. So, yep, gotta work tomorrow, and gotta work Saturday. Gotta go to bed soon, because I gotta wake up at 3, well, no, I have to be there at 3:30, so gotta wake up at like 2:30. All right. Bye.